It's Christine. I'm back live and I'm just gonna test it. Yep, it works. Okay, I have no idea why it does that, but sometimes on my Facebook Live when I'm in this app, it doesn't allow me to switch between the different cameras, and I always test it right before I go live, and I don't think I did it this time. So sorry about that. So I did delete that other one off. So we're gonna start over, but hey, happy Friday night. We're gonna do some late night Friday night stamping here, and I'm so excited to be with you. I've been waiting to do this all day. I finished work at 5, and instead of going live like I've been doing the last few days, I decided to go upstairs and stamp. I was feeling inspired and creative, and I can't wait to show you the cards. I worked on the cards for the Mountain Air bundle class, which is gonna be later this month. Wait, we're in March yet. It's gonna be it's set for the end of April. So it depends where we're at with the whole Corona, because if we can have in-person things after April 24th, like let's say this all washes over and we're good, then I could hopefully have this live and online. So I will wait till the end to show you that. But I got some salmon in the oven. I've got the fireplace going. Tyler's out finishing up some stuff. And so I have something that I want to make for you. It's pretty simple. It's great if you just have paper at home. You really don't need much more than that. I'm not even going to do any stamping with you tonight. I don't have any inks or paper, inks or stamps here. So we're going to work on a fat bottom bag that Bonnie did for, she gave this to me. And I don't know if she cased it for something or not, but I kind of dissected it and took all the measurements, and so I have that for you, and we're gonna make that quick, and then we're also gonna make a sour cream container. But before I forget, I want to let everybody know that I do have a basket full of adhesives here. So normally when you come to one of my classes, I always have the adhesive for sale because I can sell it as cash and carry. And so if you're running low on any liquid glue or tear and tape or tape runner, dimensionals, because you're doing a lot more crafting at home, then you should call me, and I can always put anything you need out in the bronze garden hose container, and you can leave your payment there for me, and then that avoids you having to go into a store even. I won't come out, and we'll make sure that we stay 6 feet away in case I am outside already. So, all right, so give me just a second. I'm going to just refresh my page. I know that Diane, you had said hi right away before I even could cancel the video. I saw you were already watching me. Diane's working on her swap cards, so she's feverishly working on them to get them done. So, all right, I'm gonna flip the camera over here, and I'm gonna let you look at this for a second while I pull this up. But this is Bonnie's fat bottom bag, and she used the Painted Poppies Designer Series paper. She also pulled in the different elements from the Painted Poppies. So these elements are super cool. You can get them in the mini catalog, and there's a sheet of like hard cardstock with print on them, like color. And then there's black ones like this, and there's different shapes of those. And then there's vellum ones and watercolor paper. So this has got 4 different mediums of paper, like white thick board, black kind of cardstock, vellum, and watercolor. So those are what she used on hers, and I'm gonna go ahead and use a couple of them on mine as well. So, all right, so this is she called it a fat bottom bag because it's got like a big fat bottom on it, and then we just kind of pull it together at the top to shut it. So, okay, so yesterday I did a Facebook Live, and we pulled in the scoreboard, which is perfect for this as well. So we had here let me pull it in here. This is a scoreboard, okay? So we could definitely use that for this, but I also wanted to point out the trimmer that we have. Stampin' Up! Has an awesome trimmer that has a cutting blade on it, and it also has a scoring blade on it. And if you have this at home, there's no reason why you can't use this to do your scoring. So just wanted to remind people that works for both cutting and scoring. Okay, so let's pull in the papers here. All right, so I decided to also use the Painted Poppies for this, and I loved the pattern that Bonnie had picked out for her bag, but I also, those of you who know me, know I love purple. So I also pulled in this piece of purple. Hi, Karen, thanks for joining. Oh, Diane, you finished your swap cards. You go, girl. Can't wait to see them in person. So, okay, so what I have here is a piece of Designer Series paper, and it's awesome because it measures 6 inches this way, which is basically a half a sheet of paper. So you could get 2 boxes out of one 12 by 12 sheet. Okay, so you've got 6 inches this way, and I left my page at 11 or at 12 inches this way. I noticed when Bonnie cut hers, her little tab here was only a half inch in here. I left it at a whole inch because then I didn't even have to cut off anything. So what you're gonna do, let me get these out of the way. So I'm gonna leave my notes here if you can read them. I'm hoping you can. So these are where these little markers come in really handy. So it says here, I noted on the 12-inch side, scoring at 2 3/4. So I'm gonna mark one at 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and I'm gonna mark it there. 8 1/4, so I got one here. I'm finding these markers all over the floor. Find them all over the floor. I said in the other one that I took them to my team meeting in my pocket and then I washed them and then they never made it all upstairs. Well, I found them on the carpet the other day. Okay, and then 11. So I got my 4 markers in here. So this is great with the markers because now if I want to go and do another one, I don't have to like think. I've got it where the markers are. So I'm gonna just double check 2 3/4. Oh, I wrote 5 1/5. That's supposed to be 5 1/2. Sorry, let's see here. Let's get that fixed. 5 1/2. And then we've got 8 1/4, 11. So we're gonna do 2 3/4, 5 1/2, 8 1/4, and 11. Then on the 6-inch side, so you put this at the 6-inch side, okay, and then you score at 4 3/8. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing, Karen. All right, so then we got this at 4 3/8. So we're gonna go all the way down. I know it's gonna cut off the bottom of the page here, or of the screen, but I'm going all the way down. See, I'm going all the way down. All right, so that's all the scoring that we need to do. So I'm gonna set this off to the side without having dominoes happen. Okay, so it's hard to see it, but what I generally do after I've done all my scoring is I go and fold on all my creases. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna grab my bone folder. Grab my bone folder here. And then on that one, they should score really good. I mean, they should fold really nice after you've scored them. Okay, so we got that one and this last panel. Okay, so now we have to do a little trimming because if we try to put this together, then like it's not gonna work. So this is where I said my flap here, I just left that at 1 inch where Bonnie cut hers off. It wasn't worth it for me to have a 1/2 inch scrap sitting around, so I thought I'm just gonna get rid of it. So I'm gonna grab my paper scissors, and one of the first things I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna trim this tab down so that it's kind of just has a nice edge to it. So when you have the box, you kind of don't see the edge on the top here. So it's kind of like down a bit. Okay. So now what's gonna happen is I want this panel here to go this way, and I want this one to go this way, and this one to go in, and this to go in. So this one is the one I want straight. So I'm gonna cut this on the left side of my score by just a hair, and then this one I'm gonna cut at the diagonal so it kind of tucks in nice. So this one, my score line is here, and I'm just gonna cut right to, like it's like I'm not having the score line be on the panel that's gonna be showing. And then on this side, I'm gonna cut at my diagonal like that, okay? So you can see I've got my diagonals there. Now this one's gonna be the straight one. So I'm cutting right on the inside or the left of that. And then I'm gonna cut at my diagonal here. Now this little corner or like rectangle, you don't even need that. So we're just gonna be cutting that poor little guy right off of here. All right, boom, just like that. Okay, let me get my scraps out of the way. Now, this should basically fold together. So that goes like this. So I'm gonna be putting some tear tape. That side will go down, that side goes down, that, and I've got them backwards actually. So this one will go in, that, and I want it, ooh, you see how light that is? And you see how dark that is? I love the dark look. So I'm going to put mine like that so I get more of that showing. Okay, so we're gonna do a little tear tape action here. So grab your tear tape, and what I'm gonna do, because I have a thicker tab here, I'm going to use 2 strips. So I kind of measure how much I need, and I'm gonna put 1, to there. And then I'm gonna do another one to here, right on the inner flap. And I missed a little section down there, so I'm just gonna take and put a little there. Okay. Oh, is my thumb gonna work? It did, and it didn't. Oh, you know when you try to pick things and it cuts right underneath your skin. When you have long nails, that doesn't happen to you. So I'm almost done talking about it because my nails growing out a little bit every day. So now what you're gonna do is fold this flat, and then this should just layer right over the top of that. If you cut it straight and scored it straight, it should just nestle right over the top of that. Okay, so now, if you remember yesterday when I did my box, I put a little bit of liquid glue in the middle of some of these so I didn't have to do the gluing later. So what I'm gonna do is grab my glue here, and I'm just putting a little bit there. And I'm also going to put my tear tape. I should have probably prepped my tear tape before I got glue happy, but we're gonna make it work. So we're gonna put this guy, will be ready to go there. And then this side, I'm gonna put a little tear tape on that one as well. Okay, and you gotta be careful with tear tape. It's pretty permanent stuff, so if you don't get it straight, yeah, gonna have a hard time pulling it off. Luckily, I was able to pull that a little. Okay, so now we're okay. We did good with our glue. We're gonna put this as straight as we can, and then this should go straight down. And then I'm gonna use my scissors and shake the whole table and do a little squisheroo action here. Okay, boom. That's basically it. Like that's pretty much put together. So just some little bit of scoring and folding and then gluing. And now this is where the magic happens. Watch this. So I've got these mini library clips. I picked out, ooh, do I want white? Yeah, I'm gonna do white because it'll bring out the whites of my dots. Okay, so, all right. So now you're just gonna take your box and you're just gonna, I don't know, did you see that? I'm gonna do it from this angle. All I did was kind of push in the sides and I pinched the top together. And before you do this, make sure you put some awesome treats in here for a friend, a husband, a girlfriend, whoever you want to give a nice little treat, a teacher. And you're gonna take a little clip like this and you're gonna boom right on the top. That's this bag. Like, this is awesome. So now what Bonnie did though on hers is she decorated it. So now this is where I'm gonna do a quick little decoration as well. So I'm gonna put the circle on here and I'm gonna put a little flower like this. And instead of putting my bow at the top, I'm gonna put my bow right in the middle here. So I'm going to, let's see how this is gonna work. So the way that this bag is, this sticks out, like this is sticking out. So I'm actually gonna put 2 dimensionals up here and I'm gonna put a little liquid glue at the bottom. So, okay. Hey, remember if you're watching me to like and share the video. I have to figure out what I'm gonna give away for free today. I know that Karen, you won the first time that I shared 2 days ago. I put your cards in the mail today, the paper pumpkin cards. You should be getting them, I would have to say, depending on the mail, what is it, Friday? You probably have them on Monday. I hope that I put enough postage on it. So if you get it and you owe postage, you'll have to let me know and I'll make sure I reimburse you for that. But and then Diane, you're watching too. I have your little ladybugs to give out. And I want you to help me to randomly pick somebody that liked or shared the Facebook post from yesterday. So today's a new one. What should I give out? I will give out something. I'm gonna do it every day. Okay, so here's a little flower. I just put a little liquid glue on there. So now did you notice these flowers in these elements? Some flowers face one way and some face the other way. So I'm putting one there. And then I'm going to pull in my fabulous handy dandy bow maker. And I'm gonna do a triple bow just because I can. And it's Friday night. And after I'm done with this live video, I am going to enjoy a tasty beverage. My boss told me today to make sure to drink lots of beer because it washes down the virus. And so I am going to take his advice and do that. So, all right, we got our triple bow. And the reason I said triple is because it has 3 loops on each side. So, all right, then I'm gonna grab in my glue dots and I'm gonna pull one off of here. The pokey tool is great for that. And I'm gonna stick my bow right in the middle of the flower, like that. And perfect, voila. Okay, last but not least, we're gonna put just a couple sequins on here. So remember about your sequins. If you've got the static electricity going on, just be careful. Not that they end up all over the place. So I'm gonna put Bonnie's favorite ones on here, which are the clear ones. I'm just kidding, Bonnie. I know that you don't like them. And I'm gonna put one more right there. And I think I'm gonna make that one a black one. And we're gonna grab that little guy here. And for good measure, and because we like to do things in odds, we're gonna put one more like right there. And what color should we do? I think we should pull in the red because red is in the flower. Boom. All right. So that's it. We did a fat bottom bag in like, what, 5 minutes. So you could do these in any colors you want. It was super, super simple. Decorate it however you like. You've got lots of designer series paper. If you're going to an event when we can go out and about again, when you're going to an event, these would be an easy like 3D project or like gift that you can give to somebody with a little treat in it. So thanks for sharing yours with me, Bonnie. So that's that project. Then I had one other really easy project that I wanted to show you. That is a sour cream container. So all this is a 6x6 piece of paper. There's no scoring done on this whatsoever. Basically, all you gotta do is pick out a designer series paper that you like. So I picked out the Best Dressed DSP, and if you look through here, find your favorite pattern. I didn't see any there that I wanted to do, but there's one right here that I absolutely love with the flowers on it. So you're gonna start with a 6x6. So if you have 12x12 paper, you're just gonna have to cut it down. And all you do for this is you're going to basically glue the edge together. So we're gonna put a little bit of tear and tape along the one edge like this, and we're gonna adhere them together. So you wanna get as close as you can to the edge of the paper, and you also want to get, add to the ends as far as you can. So I wanna get that little section there. So I'm gonna get that off of here and put one more little piece right there. Now this is the tricky part. You want to make sure that you get this lined up. This isn't so easy because you can't like just lay it flat. So once you start working with the tear and tape, you just gotta make sure you get it straight. So I'm trying to line up my edge here, and I'm not far enough over. So you just gotta make sure that you've got all of your tear and tape covered and that you're just as straight as you can be. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with that. All right, now make sure you press your tape good so that it adheres nicely. So now you basically have a tube. The trick now on this is not to fold it on your seam. So you can see my seam here is off to the side. It's not where it's folded. If you do that on this, like if you do your points on the seam, it'll come apart a lot easier. So all you're gonna do is squeeze it on this end like that. And I would actually, in this case, use liquid glue, just because with the tear and tape, it's gonna be hard to fit it in there. And you didn't know exactly where it was gonna end up, so you couldn't really prep to put tear tape where you thought it was gonna go. So I just put a little line of liquid glue in here. Now you just gotta give the liquid glue a little chance to, Stacy, you love the paper, I know. There's the floral as all on the one side, and then the other is more like dots or neutrals. Oh, this yellow one is super cool too. This yellow, think suns and like umbrellas are, oh, it's so pretty. So I'm just giving this a little bit of time to dry. So you're just pinching that, letting the glue dry. Now, here's the trick. You want to put something super cool in here, like a treat, or like if Easter's coming up. So if you want to give out like to the nieces and nephews or the grandkids, if you want to give them treats, you could put treats in here and then seal them up. So now I'm going to pretend I just put some candy in here. You're gonna put, I don't want to seal this up, but I'm going to show you. You're just going to put a little bit of liquid glue right along that edge, and now you're just going to fold it this way. So you can see it looks just like a sour cream container. So basically you're flattening it this way, like horizontally, and then the other side is gonna be vertical. So just put your little, after you put your treats in there, put a little liquid glue, and then you're just gonna seal it. Super, super easy. You didn't have to score, you didn't have to cut anything unless you started with a 12 by 12, but if you start with 6 by 6 paper, you don't have any real prep work. You can make oodles of these in a short amount of time. So now to decorate it though, if you saw on this one, there's this daisy, and so I pulled down, like if you don't have anything else to go with it, you could just wrap some ribbon around it. It would be really pretty. But I pulled out a 1/2-inch circle punch, and I also pulled out the daisy punch. So what you could do is cut yourself or punch out 2 daisies. So there's 1 and then 2. So that's all you would need on there. And then on your 1/2-inch circle punch, you're just gonna punch yourself 1 little circle out of that. So that's basically all I've done so far. Now, I have the bone folder. So with the daisy, you wanna gently kind of curl your petals, just like you would do like with wrapping paper ribbon, that, you know, when you try to get it to curl. You wanna be very careful with this petal. If you pull too hard, they will definitely rip right off. So you have to be kind of gentle with them. And you got a couple options. You could have, so they're curling that way. So you could have them both going that way. You could have them both coming like upwards at you, or you could do them opposite. You could put them kind of nestled inside of each other, and some are coming up and some are going down, which is kind of like what the petals somewhat do. So let me just see here. That one ended up flat. So I'm gonna look back at this and see, I like it like that. So again, it's your project. You can make it however you like. And so all you're gonna do is put a little dollop of glue right in the center, and you're gonna attach the 2 flowers together. And then while that dries, I'm gonna grab a mini dimensional, and I'm gonna put that right in the center. Did you see my glue is still wet? So that wiggled on me a little bit. So put that back just where it goes. Okay, now pick off the dimensional back, and you can put your yellow center right in the middle. Make sure you Stella it so you get a little bit of glistening glimmer on there. And then, so this, you know, your seam is in the back, so I'm gonna put that towards the back, and then I'm gonna put my flower right there. And you could use liquid glue or you could use a dimensional, but you know, it's a horse apiece. If you want the flower to pop up a little bit more, then you could use a dimensional, but let's pretend that's shut, and I'm gonna put that right in the center here. Isn't that cool? Oh, Sue says that you can crimp the ends too. Yep, definitely. There you go. But oh my gosh, that was a 5-minute project. So if you're looking for something at home to occupy your kids, have them make up some of these, and then they can give them out to friends when we can finally see each other again in Easter baskets, whatever you want. So, okay. So there you go. A Friday night, late night arts and crafts project. So we made a sour cream container and we made a fat bottom bag. So now what you've been waiting for. All right, I want to show you the cards that were made tonight. So this is the first one. So this is for the Mountain Air Bundle class that is going to be happening later in April. I pulled in some Native Navy paper, the stitched hexagons. And I don't know if you can see on the tree, you see that sparkle and do you see the moon? I had bought in the white, it's like shimmery white embossing powder and shimmery black embossing powder. And that's what's on this. I have not used them. And then using aqua painters and different color inks and frost shimmer paint. So super, super cool card for that. And then the second card is, look at this. Adventure, and it's your Purple Mountain Majesty. So we've got some purpley mountains in the back and the word adventure, and we got the moon up there. So pulled in some of the Country Club, the twine from that combo pack. It comes with 4 different colors, so pulled in the navy there. And the mountains are in the bottom like that. Isn't that cool? So, all right, so that's 2 of the 4 cards that are gonna be for this class. As of right now, that last week of April, I have this class slated for that Saturday, and then, which is the 25th. So we're gonna have to play that by ear. I'm gonna be doing it live on that Thursday night. I think it's the 23rd. So at 6 p.m., I'm gonna be doing this class live, and it's one of those where I'll have an RSVP date, and if you want to get the kits ahead of time from me, like the to-go kits or the completed card kits, there'll be 4 cards for $15 or free with a $25 order. So it'll be an online class plus potentially 2 live classes. So it all depends on what happens with the coronavirus. So that's coming up. And then just real quick too, I'm gonna flip back down. I have 10 people signed up for my to-go class on Monday night doing these cards. So these are the Celebration Hoorah class cards. And we're doing Meerkats, the tag set, the Sending You Thoughts, and then the Lovely Ladybugs. So you can still sign up for this class by tomorrow. I just need to know by tomorrow night because Sunday I am going to be prepping all the kits for everybody. So I need to know how many I need to make. So super cool. Okay, I haven't decided if I'm gonna go live tomorrow or not yet. I've done 4 days in a row, which is super exciting. I appreciate the love and support and the shares. And if I find something cool to share, I might pop on really quick. Otherwise, I'm going to be working on all the kits on Sunday. I will plan to be back Monday night for my Celebration Hoorah class at 6 p.m. And I hope that you can join me. All right, everybody have a great, safe, and healthy weekend. Bye.